Oh, okay. Today is a test of my memory, and I want to see what I remember from my self-defense classes that I used to teach in the 90s. Okay, so a little bit of warm-up. Okay, so we're just shifting weight side to side, little tiny ones. It's not a jog, it's just hip, 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 hip. You're just switching. I don't know if you can see my feet or not. Yeah, so we're hip, 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 switch, and switch. Tap. Do a little in the front. Aside, back, bump, bump. Back is a little more challenging, isn't it? You have to think a little bit more. So anything to the back is really important to be aware of. Let's try that again. We're tapping to the front. No brainer. We're tapping to the side. No brainer. But the second we start tapping to the back, we have to slow down and be more aware of our balance, right? All right. So let's add some upper body. So now we've got our lower body. We're just side to side. Our arms, this part of our arm right here is where the bones are super close to the skin. So if someone were to hit you there, it would hurt them more than it would hurt you because of those bones, right? So this way, no. This way, this hurts. You want to put your bones straight forward, so leading with your pinky. All right. Your thumbs, you don't want them out like that because they can be grabbed. So you want to tuck your thumbs in, not under here, but right on your fingertips. All right, so then turn those forearms right to the bone, and that's your block. All right, so now we're getting into a lower position and hold. This position is called the horse stance, and we're going to adjust it a little bit. So remember these arms, we're going to come back to them. The hips. So the hips are spread, so it's outside of our normal, right? We're not used to that. So we don't want to be super wide. We don't want to be too narrow, kind of in between. And we want our toes to be kind of diagonal. We tip our hip forward. Hip forward. So here's the horse stance. Forward. You might feel a little stretch in your hip flexors. You'll definitely feel a contraction in your glutes. And you want to squat here. So automatically you want to keep everything tucked up, putting the pressure on your heels. Here's your horse stance. This stance is secure. So if someone punches you, you have many places to do one of these. Whereas if you're here, you're going to lose your balance. If you're too wide, you're going to lose your balance. So you kind of get your horse stance in your mind as you're secure. Ha! Right? Okay. So horse stance. Tip your hips forward. Squeeze everything. Push your heels to the ground. So imagine someone coming at you right at your nose. Right at your nose. 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 These two fingers are where you're going to think about your impact if you need to hit somebody, because those two fingers are keeping your bones in alignment so your shoulder and your elbow don't break or tear. If you punch like this, you can bend easier. But if you punch like this, you're strong. You come in. Ooh, it's a twist, twist, twist. I like to practice hitting my nose in the mirror. That way I can see where those fingers are hitting, right in the middle of my nose, those fingers. Okay, now we've got our body position. Horse stance. So that's our punch, 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 punch. 4, 3, 2, 1. So when I first started, I kept my hands next to my cheeks. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it into a L shape. Hugging your chest, probably not. You want to keep them firm out here so you have lots of room, because this in itself is a block. This is a block. So let's do the blocks next. So someone's punching you. You want to slap them away from you. I don't like it. If you keep your hands nice and stiff, you can slap pretty good. If you keep your fingers out like this, it's a chance your fingers can get hurt. So I like to stay in a fist, but both work. So someone's coming at you in a punch like that, you're going to push them away, or this way. The difference is the way they're coming at you. You want to push them down, or you want to push them back. This move is harder than this move. So the practice for me, my body, is this move. Bam, you're moving them away from your face. Bam, you're moving them away. So here's the punch. It's bam, you're moving them out of the way. It's hard to do this alone. So I was taught to do it this way. Always come back to your protection. When your fists are in front of your face, that's your protection. You can go this way, that way, this way, that way. It's up to you in your instinct, in what you've practiced. Always come back to your protection. Good. So you're in your horse stance. Somebody's coming at you. That's kind of fast, isn't it? Adding a little right there gives us a little bit more contraction on the inside of our body that makes our structure sound. Ha! 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 Everything contracts. Ha! 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 So when you are practicing your defense moves, okay, that's the next one. So this one, you're protecting your hips, your stomach, your organs. And if they hit you anywhere, they're going to be hitting that hard bone. Hard bone. Hard bone. Hard bone. So this would be if somebody's coming up to kick you. To kick you. See where they're kicking? Usually chest or hips. And as soon as you hit their leg, they lose their balance and they fall down. You get to run and hide or get away from them. This isn't about beating people up. This is about protecting yourself. So you don't want to stay and fight unless there's an instinct to stay and fight. Okay, so let's do that one again. So we're going to pivot this toe so they hit the hip instead of what's vulnerable. Ha! So that's what you want to protect. 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 Okay? And then at the same time, up. And you want to make these things fast. Because if you go slow, they have the one up on you. Protect. 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 Hoo, hoo, hoo. Right? All right. So let's shake everything out. Shake it out, shake it out. Shake it out. New positions. All right. So, if you need to punch, if you need to oppose, you're defending, but you are coming at someone. You don't want to come at them with your full body necessarily. The trick to a really powerful punch is a snap punch. And a snap punch, I'm just going to kind of get to my punching stage. Well, let's just do punches for a minute. So punch, 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 punch. Okay? This is a normal feel for our body, kind of in tempo, right? Maybe if we had music going. Punch, punch. You want your fists, those two fingers, to go right where your nose is. Then we can have a cross punch, which is cross, 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 cross. 4, 3, 2. Then an uppercut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So those are the techniques. So this is a jab, 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 jab. Then we can do a jab and a cross. A jab and a cross. A jab, cross. Jab, jab, cross. Jab, cross. Jab, upper. Jab, upper. Jab, upper. Okay, other side. So we're going to do a jab, 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 cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, upper, jab, upper, jab, upper. All right. So a couple of combinations there, right? So you're kind of getting a feel for your own punch. Now let's do a technique that is the quick jab punch. So it's a snap. So when you are punching, normally we want to push our body into it with the arm extended, right? But a more powerful punch is you lean into it, but you snap, snap, snap. And you don't want to hyperextend your elbow, so you get in the practice of retracting quickly. Snap, 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 snap. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Right? Let's see if I can. Here's my punching bag. Snap, 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 snap. Right? So when we are practicing, you want to make sure you're practicing that snap. All right, so a snap cross would be snap, 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 snap. Look at my feet, my hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ho, 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 ho. Putting the weight on your front heel, so that way you can go either way with your toe if you have to. Ho, ho. Adjust, feel your balances. The less movement in this leg, the more balance you have. Boom, boom. Let's go to the other side. All right, a little shuffle, loosening up the hips, keeping the calves warm. All right. Jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross. Now a little faster. Jab, cross. Hoa, hoa, hoa. 4, 3, 2, 1. Always come back to that retraction because you don't know when the next punch is coming, so you want to be prepared. Coming back to your protection. Your protection. Ha! Your protection. Abs contract. You feel that when you ho, ha, ha. Your contraction, your function, your stability right there. All right. How's that feeling so far? So we've got the jabs. We've got the crosses. Cross, cross, cross. Elbow strike. Elbow strike. So elbow strike comes from when somebody's coming from behind you. And there's a couple of different ways to do this. There's an elbow strike and a fist strike, or a groin strike. So the elbow strike, we're going to come always in our protection. We're going to turn and back. Turn. Ho. You always want to have your eyes peripheral leading you so you know where you're going to hit them. Instead of hitting them blindly, you want to look at where you're going to hit them. And you want to think about the impact of the hit right here because they're coming at you. Ah,